This is not going to be about changing a Twitter profile or a street sign to commemorate or to mourn the loss of this individual. But it's really going to be about using the right tools of public diplomacy to pressure the Islamic Republic. And here I think you hit the nail on the head. The Olympics, any kind of major sporting organization Iran is a part of, multiple different wrestling organizations that have multinational unions across different parts of the world, they need to step up, and they need to step up now. People who have wrestled with Afkari before. Another interesting group that it would be great to step up would be to have former American Olympiads who have wrestled with Iranian wrestlers. As you know, in the late 1990s, there was a thing called wrestling diplomacy between the Clinton administration and the Khatami administration in Iran. So I think there is really a way to kind of name and shame the Iranian judiciary using or through the prism of this sports world, right? There is an entire avenue anyone can pursue. In fact, the organization I work for, FDD, has put out a long report, I think several months back, about Iran's systemic use of tortured confessions, really how Iranian state TV, worst of all, has broadcast these tortured confessions over satellite, and continues in many ways to broadcast these egregious things, continues to broadcast the results of these tortured confessions, continues to try to turn Iranian families, Iranian friends against themselves. The terrifying thing about Afkari's case is that also he has brothers who've been jailed for different time periods as well. I think one for 20 some odd years, another one for 50 some odd years. So really there's unfortunately a long trend of the Iranian judiciary doing this. It's because of the involvement of Iran's security services. It's because Iran's judicial apparatus post-1979 falls far short of international law. But worse, Iranian prosecution of alleged criminals, and in this case, Iranian lawyers have contested every single aspect of the state's case against Afkari. Still, Iranian courts fall short of their own exceptionally low bar. So now is the time for the European countries that maintain diplomatic relations with the Islamic Republic to point this out, to cut this off. This is supposed to be the beacon of liberal democracies around the world. They have qualms or they have issues with the way American handles Iran policy. Fine, represent, put your money where your mouth is. Represent your own actions through your own foreign policy. Reprimand Tehran like they used to in the 1990s, by the way. There was a period where Iranians used to go abroad and assassinating dissidents on European soil, and Europe withdrew ambassadors from Iran. It took a while to reestablish relations for select European countries with Tehran after the wave of assassinations on the European continent in the 1990s. I understand this is different because this is on Iranian soil, but the key thing is to realize domestic repression and foreign aggression are linked in the Islamic Republic. So I think the least the world could do is to have these different wrestling unions and wrestling federations, which are multinational, express strong grievances against the Islamic Republic, strongly condemn this action, kick Iran out, kick the Islamic Republic out of these various unions, kick them out of the Olympics, kick them out of FIFA, and really name and shame. The Islamic Republic is not North Korea. It is very well plugged into multiple international organizations, multiple international institutions. And sometimes it's easy to forget that lingering among these federations is the world's foremost state sponsor of terrorism. And the longest suffering victims of that terrorism is, as in the case of Navid Afkari, clearly Iranian citizens.